Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of HMF or Hustle to Muscle Fitness Live. My name is Tanya and I am the lead coach and founder of Team Hustle to Muscle Fitness. I am a Team Beachbody coach and have been for about 2.5 years. Using Beachbody products for over 10 years, I've been able to lose and keep off about 75 pounds. So I use my experience now to help others kind of find their way through health and fitness and keep them on the path to health, happiness, and balance. And so that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, like this show. So I appreciate you all taking the time to check out the episode this week, and if you watch it later, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the recording later. So just as always, give you a few announcements as far as what's going on into the team this week, this month, and then we'll get into tonight's show. So we are in October. We're already kind of almost at the halfway point of October. So some things coming up that you need to know about. The very next thing that's coming up that I'm really excited about is the 5-day Fall Food Fitness Challenge. And so that's going to start on next Monday the 17th, but I'll be posting the grocery list this weekend. And the way that works, it's free to join. The only cost, I guess, would be the groceries you would need to follow the food plan. Or the meal plan. And so each day we'll have a new set of recipes for you to follow, to have, to eat. All of the dinners, that's where the fall comes in. All of the dinners are fall inspired. So they're all like healthy crock pots, stews, soups, things like that. The weather's getting colder. At least it is in Washington, maybe where you're at too. Maybe you're in one of the places that's already gotten snow. Yikes. But it's all about that warm comfort food, but these are some amazing crock pot recipes that you can set before you leave the day, and they'll be done by the time you get home for dinner. And then if there's leftovers, you can freeze those and continue the healthy eating after the challenge is over. So, and then there'll be like little mini fitness challenges each day. They're about 5 or 10 minutes long. You just feel a little bit better, a little healthier, less bloated, more energy, and more satisfied by the end of the 5 days. Who knows, you might lose a few pounds if that's a goal. So that's coming up right away. So if you would like to be a part of that, comment below so I can get you the information ASAP, because it's Tuesday, Friday's almost here, and that's when I'll be posting the grocery list. So, but that's the thing coming up right away. The other thing that's coming up in a couple of weeks is the November Fitness Accountability Group. So that challenge group is going to be Get the Gym Sweats, Not the Meat Sweats Challenge. So 30 days, and I know we do work around Thanksgiving and give you those days off, but for the rest of the month, Thanksgiving is like one day. So for the rest of the month, we are working out, we're eating well, we're working on our health and fitness goals, keeping each other supported and motivated. So if you would like to do that and maybe lose weight, maybe lose the same amount of a turkey that you normally buy. So maybe you buy 15-pound turkeys, maybe you lose 15 pounds in November. How cool would that be? So those are the two big things coming up right away, and then in the next couple weeks. So if you want in on any of those, let me know. All right, so I wanted to kind of talk to you all tonight about some stuff that's going on with me, and not so much I don't share for like pity or even attention. Really what I do is I share parts of my personal life to show you, one, that us coaches are human and we have very real moments too, that we're not perfect, but two, to also show you that you are in control. You may not be in control of what life throws at you, but you are certainly in control to how you respond to it. And so while I am certainly not perfect and I do struggle, I do try to make the best and the most out of every day, especially when life just seems to think all I like to drink is lemonade. Not so true. But and so I'm not going to go into great detail, because not all of this, I guess, what's happening or the story is mine to tell. Some of it is mine and Gary's to tell. Some of it is just his to tell, or, other people that might be involved, whatever. But anyway, so over the last couple of months, I will say that if you follow me long enough on this page, but if you follow me on my personal page, you will know that, Gary and I are both very real, honest people, and him maybe even a little more brutally so. But one of the things that we've been doing is working on our finances, getting out of debt, that sort of thing. And so one of the things that we are doing right now is Financial Peace University, which, if you don't know, that's a Dave Ramsey program. If you don't know who that is, you definitely need to look him up, because he's changing he's changed many lives, but he's definitely changing our financial life. But anyway, so a sore spot for Gary and I, like probably most couples, is money. You know, we are certainly not rich, and we are trying to, we're working on taking control back of our money, but it has led to many, many, many arguments. So Gary and I struggled a little bit over the summer, and that got compounded with my work, which in particular the travel part of my work, because if you noticed during the summer, gosh, I was on the road a lot, either flying somewhere or driving somewhere. And, you know, when you're kind of already a little bit on shaky ground, one of you being gone does not help. And so it kind of piled on the stress and the tension. And so some of that kind of came to a head towards the end of the summer. But what it sort of did, although it had a really good chance of dividing us, separating us, splitting us up even, it took some time, but we both decided that we were going to stick together. Like we entered into this relationship, this marriage, this partnership, knowing that we're each individuals, but also knowing that we wanted to go through this life together. So, anyway, some of that stress though, and the arguments, and if you're married or if you've been in a long-term relationship, I'm sure you can relate. But that takes its toll, not just emotionally, I mean, obviously, but mentally, which can then lead over into physically. And I'm not saying like either one of us were in an abusive situation. What I mean though is that you tend to start slipping on your own self-care, which I'm a big proponent of. Taking care of yourself has to be first and foremost priority. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, especially parents. They'll say, well, my kids are the most important. But I always push back that if you are sick or you're tired or you don't have energy, what good are you to your kids if you can't go and play with them, if you can't run them around? So your own health has to be priority. And the same goes in stressful situations like that. So, but needless to say, between that stress and then also the stress with Gary's health, some days are better than others, some hours are better than others. But we've been dealing now for the last couple weeks, we've been dealing with some of his health issues that are new, not I hate to say it, not the normal, like the back pain and stuff like that. So, and again, if you follow us long enough, you'll know that Gary suffers from chronic pain. He's considered permanently disabled. So that has like ongoing stuff that we kind of learned to live with and manage and deal with as it comes. But new stuff is what usually throws us for a loop. So we've had some of that going on. And it's taken its toll on both of us, I know. But for me, that means that like I've really struggled with motivation, and that's spilled over even into my business. I've been still trying to be consistent with supporting my team, supporting my coaches. I still, I've been able to work out pretty much every day. I missed here or there because of my schedule maybe, but like 99% of the time, I'm still getting my workouts in. But, before the summer, I was really great at like every morning I was up and I was at it and I was getting my workout in. I didn't have an energy problem. Yeah, there are times where I'm tired, but I didn't really have a big problem getting up. Lately though, last few weeks, month, maybe more, it's been a struggle to get up and to get workouts done in the morning. And there's times where I did it, I pushed through, and then there's times where I just did not. I slept, even went into work late. Luckily my work is flexible like that, but which meant I had to do my evening workouts, and that takes away from either time from my business or time from my family. And so like energy levels were down, my mental focus, my mental acuity and alertness was down, and motivation, I'm trying to help motivate, inspire others, my challengers, to say, hey, you can do this. Life is going to throw crap at you, but you can still do this. And so I was really working really hard to live that, to lead by example doing that. So I was still getting my workouts in, even though it was a struggle. And I'll be honest too, the other thing I've sort of discovered about myself, starting in August, I did Country Heat. And then in September, I did the 3-week yoga retreat, and now I'm doing Size Live. None of these are really intense programs by any means. They're fun, kind of entertaining, even relaxing and working on flexibility with yoga and stuff. And they were good programs. But I've also learned about myself that mentally, I think I thrive on the physical challenge of just an intense program like 22-minute hardcore or hammer and chisel, or something along those lines, something that really pushes my physical limits to the test. And I wasn't really getting that from those three programs, and so I think that kind of deflated some of my motivation, or the wind in my sails, if you will. And I know that it definitely took a toll in the kitchen. Normally I try to, my nutrition in general, I try to follow like an 85-15 plan, sometimes a 90-10 plan, which means 85 to 90% of the time I am on it, making healthy choices, eating really clean. And then, the 10-15% of the time I let myself enjoy once in a while. But over the last, probably I'd have to say over the last 2 months anyway, it's been really more like 70-30, 70-25, and I know you're saying, well, that's not still bad, but when your body is used to you operating in a certain level or a certain way, even dropping that little bit can make a big difference. I felt my clothes are a little tighter. I think that's probably a big part of my energy level issue in the mornings, probably reason why I'm not sleeping as well, and it's just this mental fog, that I've been in because life hasn't been stellar lately. And so I wanted to share this because I want you to know that if you are struggling either in just life in general or in your health and fitness, you're not alone. And just because I've been able to lose weight and keep it off, and I do live a pretty healthy life, I still struggle. I'm still human. I will still, if I'm not careful, I will binge eat the shit out of pizza or out of cookies, or that's why I try not to keep too much of that in the house, because it would be a dangerous. If it's junk food, we try to just keep it to the junk food that only Gary likes, that I don't like, so I won't touch it. But that's hashtag the struggle is real. So, but I haven't let up. I'm not giving up. I am still starting my day with my motivational videos. I will say not every day, and that's probably attributing to some of this too, but I'm still working at it. I'm still making the effort. I'm still running the challenge groups, and I'm still there to support my team. And when I see their successes, that definitely inspires and motivates me to keep going. And I'm still digging into like my personal development. I'm still working out. I don't always feel like it, but I never regret it when I do it. I would regret it if I missed it. So, and I will say that, over the last few weeks, Gary and I have been really working hard to kind of re-strengthen our relationship, re-strengthen our marriage, to reaffirm our commitment to one another and to this marriage. And so we're taking a lot of, even some of it's baby steps, but we are taking a lot of steps to make this work, because we are both in it. We are both in it 100%. We can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And if you've watched, it was a while ago, but if you watched the HMF live and the bottom line crossover show that we did a few months back, that'll give you a pretty good insight of some of our journey together. And things aren't always easy, that's for sure. And in fact, I'm hoping to bring him back on the show to talk a little bit more about living with chronic pain and being permanently disabled and things like that. So, but I digress. But anyway, so we are working on it. We are much better than we were at the end of the summer. And so I don't want to go into too much detail, because it's not like we're out of the woods, I guess you could say. And it's a work in progress. And, as far as what you see on social media, we are still happy. But we know that there's room for improvement. I mean, that is the case with any humans that pair off and spend lots of time together. I've gone through ups and downs with some of my best friends too. So, but we're working on it. And we're not the type of people that air all of our business on social media. And in fact, I really debated about how much of this I wanted to share on this show. And again, that's why I'm not going into a lot of detail about what has been going on, and because I know honestly too, that like some of the people more that he works with, well, I won't even go into that. Anyway, we don't want to cause more drama and gossip than what's necessary. I mean, Gary and I have been married a long time. Marriages go through ups and downs. We went through a down. We're on a upswing, so that's good. And as that improves, I'm hoping also his health will improve. My mental health will improve. And, you know, if nothing else, by the holidays or even by 2017, we'll be back and kicking ass like we were before. And the things that we're doing to kind of heal, repair, recover, I think they're working. It's a work in progress, just like your mental health, just like your physical health. Your relationships with people is a work in progress. You're never at the destination. You're never perfect, because as we all grow, as we age, things change and we have to constantly adjust. And that's how that is. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's been going on. And so I've still tried to remain as positive and as uplifting as I can in my posts and my videos. But I felt like to just give you the highlight reel all of the time wasn't fair to you or to me, because I don't want you to have an unrealistic expectation of me that I have like my health and fitness and life and everything is perfect and figured out, because that sure as shit ain't the case. And I want you to also realize that people go through bullshit. And again, can't always control that, but I can control how I respond to it. I could have completely stopped working on my business. I could have completely stopped working out and just kind of let myself sink into that sort of depression and that mental wallowing. But I really, that's not how I wanted to respond to it, because I had a life to live. I have responsibilities to fill. I have work to do. And so, yeah. I will say one of the things that my grandparents left me with before they passed away was that, you know, life is going to throw crap at you. Well, they didn't swear so much. My grandpa did. He would say something like, shit's going to happen, but the world doesn't stop turning, so you can't stop either. So that's really kind of how I learned that when I was 17. So I still now, 20 years later, try to live by that rule. So I'm still trying to make sure that I provide you guys with the most value possible, with the most content, things that will help you. And I feel like being honest with you guys as far as stuff that happens, I think that's part of it. And when we're ready, we might share more detail. Maybe when we're kind of out of the clearing, so to speak, we might share more details about all of it. But for now, that's just kind of what's going on. I still have every intention of fully ending 2016 strong and bringing as many people with me to do that as possible. So just know that if you're going through some bullshit, you're not by yourself. And yeah, that's just fucking life. That's the way it goes, you know? You can't expect it to always be. You might have even seen my posts a few days ago, like even coaching. It's not always sunshine and roses. You know, I want to help as many people as I can, but they don't always want my help, and they're not always nice about letting me know that. So, but there are more up days. There are more good days than bad. And the same thing goes with any relationship or marriage. When you're both really trying to work on it, you're going to end up having more good days than bad. I really believe that. And so that's another reason why, for me, I didn't want to just give up, because you know, you spend 13 and a half years with somebody and you put a lot of time into one another, and Gary and I have had a lot of really great times together, and we've created a lot of memories and experiences, and I don't want to give that up. And I know that we have many more in store in our future. So it's worth it to go through some of the bullshit to fix, repair, and grow together. And that's what we're doing. So I know this is kind of a heavier episode, a little deeper than normal. I don't do this very often, but like I said, I think it's only fair to both me and to all of you out there in HMF that you kind of know some of the behind the scenes stuff and not just the highlight reels. So, all right, so I'm gonna go. Actually heading out with friends for a birthday celebration and Gary to go do trivia night. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And so next week, I might be traveling, so may not be an episode next week, but I will let you know. If there are questions that you have or things that you would like to hear, maybe more, I can answer some questions. Like I said, I'm not going into all the detail because it's not all my story to share. But still, if you have things, thoughts, comments, whatever, that you'd like to have more of a one-on-one conversation about, comment below, I'll message you, or you can shoot me a message and we can chat, because I want you to know that if you're out there struggling, whether it's in your finances, your relationships, your health and fitness, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there like me who are going through some stuff too. So, all right, you guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. It's only Tuesday, so I hope the rest of your week is awesome. Have a happy, healthy day, and I will see y'all next time.